What's up, y'all? It's Nifty Cute. That's Gifted. We're here with another daily rehash on Tuesday, December 5th. The good times continue to roll. The crypto markets continue to look upwards. NFTs doing really well as well, Gif. Nice to see you, by the way.
Always nice to see you, and always nice to see you all out there hanging out with us for another daily rehash where we bring you the top 10 stories in Web3 in just 10 minutes. So shoot, that's moving, Q. Let's get into it. What's up first?
Yeah, you were unsure about the 10 minutes there, and I understand why, by the way. But anyways, Bryson was banned by Steam today, by Valve. You can see here he posted, I don't know what the hell is going on Steam, but I have never cheated in a game of Counter-Strike in my life. Is there any way to dispute this? Because this cannot be real. I got banned for zero reason. So Bryson's account was banned, and that means all of the skins, all of the account items went with it, and all of that, which is, of course, why we love to kind of proclaim the value of NFTs within games. Also, Bryson got unbanned about 8 hours later.
Yeah, I mean, something weird happening, but it sounds like it's working out. But this is the original narrative of Ethereum, right? We all know the Vitalik World of Warcraft story, but there it is. It's another example of why decentralization matters. And anyway, let's keep it going. PEPE is on a run, and we all know what can happen when PEPE gets some momentum. It is the memes meme, the ultimate degens meme coin, the biggest winner of the meme coin meta from earlier this year. You can see even Mondo over here saying, watch the frog. It's starting to pick up momentum, and it is up almost 50% on the 7-day right now. But yeah, it's exciting for people like me that have been hodling and hoping that it would get a bid in this next cycle.
Yeah, congratulations on holding on to that bag if you did, including yourself, Gifted. I don't know what else to say other than, like, do not fade the PEPE meme. Like, we saw Shiba run, we saw Doge run. This is undoubtedly going to be one of those meme tokens that is just around if this bull market really does pick off.
Yeah, the narrative for this meme is huge, man. PEPE transcends, and that's why a lot of people think it's going to go big.
All right, the GameFi narrative is going big. Look, we've been calling this stuff for a while. For anybody that has been, again, we're like almost patting ourselves on the back too much at the beginning of this episode, but for anybody that's been calling this Web3 gaming narrative, it is certainly picking up. And 0x Ratings follow that I like to utilize over there on X, and he's talking about upcoming gaming mints, 2 of which I really am interested in, and 3 that I actually didn't know about. So I don't know about 3T Shooter Games, powered by Exterio Games. We do know about Space Nation. We do know about Championsverse. We were covering this on NFT Live with Champion Tactics. We do know about Farcana as well. I believe they're over on the Bitcoin blockchain as well. Moonveil Studio, and we do know about Today the Game. We got shilled that actually a couple days ago, Gifted. So a couple that we do know, a couple that we don't. The tweet will be in the description for you guys to check out.
Yeah, Finn was the one that came in and brought up Today, and I was looking at that, and it just looks beautiful. It's just one of those that the art and the characters in the world look amazing. So we're definitely going to be digging into that one and all of these upcoming games more. But also, we got to dig into this. Not a fun story, but maybe an important one. Thirdweb found a security liability within OpenZeppelin, which is a commonly used open source library. Again, we can't read through all of this. These are all the details, but you can find all of this information and more in the description on this video and on our X profiles. As always, what's most important here is that this can affect ERC20 drop functions, ERC721 functions, there's a bunch of different functions that may be specifically impacted by a vulnerability within the OpenZeppelin library. And so what they're recommending is some kind of mitigation, migration actions that might need to be taken. So it's something to look into and pay attention to, because there's a good chance that a lot of contracts out there might have this vulnerability in them.
Yeah, we talked about this on GM Web3. I don't know the extent of that vulnerability when it comes to users being affected, right? Like, it seemed like this was a widespread contract issue, but when I posed the question, hey, does this mean like everybody is gonna like kind of be vulnerable here if they click on a link or if they, kind of interact with a contract that is obviously potentially vulnerable? I didn't get any answers. So we didn't get any.
I think it's kind of
answers.
breaking. Yeah, it's something we're gonna have to keep following. But yeah, I had to use the Zeppelin, the Hindenburg visual metaphor there. I mean, it almost writes itself. You know, I had to do it.
Hey, look, good writers, good artists and segwayers here on Web3. All right, NFT stats here. According to Flipside data, there are actually 46,000 unique wallets which have spent 0.3 ETH on an NFT in the past 3 months. So you can see this chart right in front of you is basically outlining that. This kind of flies in the face of the data we've been looking at over the past, I would say, 3 months. Like around that same time, we've been seeing that ETH wallets have been stagnant. I think the alfalfa here is interesting because when he ran this poll, most of the people that voted, 70% of them, said fewer than 10,000. I really think that that's where this kind of energy that you're feeling across the space, where people don't want to call it, hey, we're back. I think we might actually be back, folks. Like I know that we're all scarred and we have PTSD from the bear, but the data is clearly differing from what people's thoughts are on how active and new entrants that we have into the space.
Yeah, and there's a lot of confusion around how to measure unique wallets, unique users. People have multiple wallets. How can you tell the difference? So it's tough. I think it's somewhere in between, but it's great that other people are starting to find other data points that might prove out that there is actually more active wallets in the space. That's definitely a good sign. And yeah, man, Ronin network is another example of maybe, yeah, we are definitely back, because I'll pull up that chart in a second. But here's the update. CyberKongz is now the largest validator on the Ronin network. And you see Banana, which is their token, had a nice jump today, 54% there. Wow. But yeah, kind of the news here is part of why they're doing this is because they're moving their Banana token and a lot of their kind of earning mechanics and their gamification over onto the Ronin network. And I'll show off that chart here. This is the Ron token, which if I was taking my own advice, we would have been buying in the last week or two around in here. But yeah, haven't yet. And look at that, 136% up on the month.
Yeah, Axie Infinity and the Ronin team have always been at the forefront, right? They're obviously innovators, having one of the most largely scaled games over there in 2020 in that last cycle. So in hindsight, it feels really free when it comes to that. I will say from the CyberKongz perspective, to me, this feels like a really great move. Like they are one of the more beloved IPs, I think, by hardcore OGs in the community, but it doesn't feel like they have that really like strong grab on the Ethereum ecosystem. If they say, hey, screw it, let's be the top dog on Ronin, that might be the play, GIF. All right, so I've got the next piece here. Inspect token is launching imminently in the next 24 hours. You can see the ticker here. It's going to be an ERC20. You can see the supply. They have the exchanges lined up, man. And the Uniswap dexes will be lined up as well. Those pools will likely be very active post Uniswap launch here. The new era of Inspect powered by INSP. So I don't know if they're going to be doing an airdrop for users or what that kind of it entails. I didn't see any details when it comes to that, but certainly this launch is going to be super energetic.
Yeah, it'd be great to get an airdrop. I'm not really expecting too much out of that. I'm just curious, like, what the actual utility of this is going to be, how they're going to be gamifying that. Is there going to be social aspects integrated into the X platform? Because that's where their main extension is. A lot of their data comes from. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be watching with it. Could be big, could be interesting. We'll stay tuned there. On to the next one. One of the most notorious collections of all time, Pixelmon, has released an interesting trailer for their RPG here. So I'll try and share it without getting the sound up. But yeah, these are like pre-texture, you know, so it's definitely work in progress. They're building in public here, sharing some of their work in progress. It looks interesting, looks cool. You know, looks like kind of some kind of ancient, medieval world maybe. But yeah, just kind of an interesting update and cool to see them building something with that $70 million war chest they took down.
Look, I'm not going to fade Kevin at all. I think that meme is going to be one that has provenance in this industry. Pixelmon building through the bear is not something I thought I would be saying sitting here at the end of 2023. So we'll see what this game looks like. I'm always hesitant with gameplay reveals or trailers like that because oftentimes it takes way more to build an open world game that they're trying to do.
Yeah, anecdotally, somebody was in our chat on NFT Live today talking about how the recent mini game was a lot of fun and they couldn't stop playing it. So,
is that what they said?
They said they put too much time into it. They couldn't stop playing it.
All right, I have an awesome announcement here. Take the Throne is back. We have a star-studded list here. Sarah Script, Star Lordy, Cake Nygaard, Claire McGuire, Melissa Mimosa, Jessica Yatrovsky, Dan Carr, Gift Dead. Wow.
Gotta say it like that.
Yeah, how do you get any better here? Nifty Kit, Nifty Castle partnership, Take the Throne. It's going to be awesome. Give us a little bit of details on the people who are going to get nominated to kind of come up here and talk to these awesome judges.
Yeah, basically all you got to do is go and share a 1 to 2 sentence concept for what you'd want to pitch. And this is like the original, now there's like Whale Tank, there's Whale Shark, there's all these different sort of pitching, American Idol game shows. We started this in January, February of 2021 on Clubhouse with artists coming up and sharing their ideas. And now we turned it into like a really fun game show that we're bringing back. It's just a ton of fun and a bunch of opportunities. We're going to be giving away all different types of prize packages to people who participate, who just show up. And it's really just a celebration. It's an ultimate gift-a-thon to celebrate the holidays and have a great time on Spaces together. So yeah, that roundtable is going to be amazing.
What a
Hope
shot.
you get in on it. Yeah. Thanks, dog.
All right, is that it? We got one more, right?
Oh yeah, we got one more, man. All right, this is it. Here it is, number 10, FlamingoDAO. Sweeping floors, man. I think they are going to 10x on these, man. I don't know, 276 more ETH, because remember, they just deployed $1 million and now another like 600K or something like that. So they're getting up in Gordon Goner numbers. We got to bump those numbers up, fam. They're getting close to Gordon Goner numbers, but Roger Dickerman doing the Lord's work and actually sharing all the different projects that they picked up. And yeah, you can see a few that we know: Beef Brothko from Die With The Most Likes, and a few others here. But what's really interesting, Cryptodes is in there. Yeah, what's really interesting is that Cryptodes and like Azuki Elementals, which are, PFPs, are amongst a bunch of art in here. So some percentage of their allocation is still going to PFPs, Q.
Yeah, it was good to see. I mean, if they want to diversify in that way, by all means do it, and please buy some of my bags. It is funny, we had this conversation on NFT Live, how little liquidity it takes to move the needle in this space. And you brought up the point that there's also sentiment involved, right? Like, people are watching Gordon, people are watching FlamingoDAO saying, oh, I need to get in when these people buy. I think there is some analogy that you could make to these larger entities buying up Bitcoin and then everyone kind of FOMOing in. But yeah, it's fun times here in the crypto and NFT space. Excited to deliver you another daily rehash. We'll be back tomorrow, of course. Who's on GM Web3?
Roger Dickerman. Woo! Yo, top 5 artists this week, piping in live from Miami Art Basel on GM Web3 tomorrow morning. It's going to be sick. Smash the like, our vibe, our tribe.